Tatis Jr. drives one to the moon. Like Superman! You are a cartoon character! In the air to right field! Towards the corner! It's back! It's gone! Welcome to San Diego! The boys are having fun tonight. Strike three! Dodgers have won it all!
Right to left field and a bat flip amidst the flashing lights.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the show. Afternoon baseball here on the show. Today it's Grapefruit League action between the Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins. It's Marlins baseball, and it comes your way next. Trevor Rogers gets the ball for Miami in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy has a 4-pitch repertoire, right? And those are a lot of nice options to have. You can go hard, soft. You can go in and out. And anytime you have 4 pitches, if you can throw them for strikes, you have the big advantage.
So stepping in is number 3. And we are ready for some. Daytime baseball. First offering. Fastball's too high here, 1-0.
First pitch, 105.
Now here it comes. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Should be in for a warm one this afternoon. 91 degrees, our first pitch temperature. The 1-1 is laid off for ball 2.
Count is 2-1.
Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
We got 3 balls and 2
Well,
strikes.
you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. A bouncer to the left side. And a good throw gets him 1 gone. And here's how the Nats line up in this one. Mark DeRosa, what's your take on him this afternoon on the road?
Matty, this lineup's got to be willing to adjust. They cannot stay staunch and try and pull everything, or there will be a ton of ground ball and weak fly ball contact. They have to be willing to use line to line to get this done today.
Here's Jordy Mercer now, and he puts it on the ground to second. Scooped up, throw gets him, 2 down. Two down, no one on base. And digging into bat next, the ever-dangerous Juan Soto. Now the first pitch. Pulled hard, but it's foul down the first base side.
He's going to be thinking about that pitch all night if he doesn't have a big game right here. Pulled his front shoulder and everything went with it.
Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. Line to the right side. But this won't get over the second baseman's glove as he's got it to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. And now the Marlins will have a crack at things. No score. Steven Strasburg, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, we're getting a look at a real competitive pitcher here. Career ERA in the low 3s, and that's not an easy thing to do in the day and age of small ballparks and guys swinging for the fences. Rock solid pitcher, does a lot of things well, and it'll be fun to watch him work in this one here today.
Into the box, John Birdie. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. From the stretch, here's the pitch. There's a fastball right down Broadway, taken for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. A swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes to start his afternoon.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day, if he's going to execute it like that, be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a big pitch for him today.
Half swing here, but it won't matter. It's strike 3 called anyway, and that's out number 1.
You know, I'm not quite sure how that strikeout will be scored, looking or swinging. He tried to check his swing, but I'm pretty sure the home plate umpire was ringing him up regardless.
Standing in now, Miguel Rojas. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. His past numbers with Steven Strasburg, he's got 12 hits in 29 at-bats. He's doubled off him 5 times. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Dan, he took that right back in his face right there. Exactly what you're trying to do. Middle cut, though. Are you a little concerned?
Yeah, that's a case of a ball being right down the middle. As a pitcher, you want to work the corners and stay out of that middle part of the zone, and he paid for it right there with a solid base hit.
At the plate, Jesus Aguilar, as he will look at a curveball right on the black. Apparently, it's strike 1. Man at first for him following the 1-out single. Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count. 0-2. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Ed Drummond.
Yeah, Matty, we got a good one behind the dish today in Ed Drummond. Well liked by all people, pitchers, batters, managers. All you want as a player is the ability to talk to someone. And that's what Ed does. He gives you that chance.
Hero, you hit a nail right on the head. He has a real long fuse. He's not afraid to let a hitter or a pitcher, I'm not to say complain about a particular pitch, but he's not the guy that's going to get mad and throw somebody and give him the boot just because a guy doesn't like a pitch or a pitcher thinks that a pitch is a strike and they call it a ball.
Rojas stands at first with 1 out. Runner going a second time. Line drive to center field, and that's in there. Base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners following the 1-out single.
Well, that's an aggressive tactic by the manager right there. You don't see that often. Hit and run this early in the game. That's usually saved for mid to later when you're trying to score some runs. But obviously, they have major respect for this guy on the mound today.
Stepping in now, Jesus Sanchez. As he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike one. And he's got runners at the corners here with only one gone. The 0-1 on its way. Lifted the other way down the left field line. The catch is made near the line in left, tagging the runner from third. And he will score on the sacrifice fly as he's in with our first tally of the ball game.
Got his job done there and made it look pretty simple. Got it into the outfield to bring home the first run of the game and pick up the RBI.
So here is Brian Anderson. His past numbers with Steven Strasburg. It's a big enough sample size, but he's just 1 for 14. First delivery to him. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one. Tried to crush that ball and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Ground ball sent back up the middle, and the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
You don't see that too much in today's game. Most guys, it doesn't matter what the count is. They're looking to line up, drive the ball out of the ballpark. Not the case here. Good 2-strike adjustment, able to punch a ground ball through a hole for a single.
And that'll bring in Garrett Cooper. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1.
This is exactly the situation you drew up from an offensive standpoint. Good pitcher on the mound, but you got a chance to bury him early in this one.
2 men are on with 2 men out. That's inside. 2-0.
Hey, time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
Three and 0 now.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt. But he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Ready with the 3-0.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just groove it one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch.
And that pitch misses for ball 4. So some intrigue now as the bases are loaded here with 2 away.
Wow, he's looking awfully shaky to start this game, guys. That's 3 hits and a walk. And there's no doubt that he's fighting himself right now. See if he can get this train back on the rails here.
Ready now for the Marlins. Jazz Chisholm, opening frame. Looking to minimize the damage here.
1-1.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
Here's the 1-0. And a fastball in there for a strike. 1-1.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
A ball and 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hey, that's the kind of swing you'd like to see a guy take with the bases loaded. He's going for the downs.
A 1-2 pitch. Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. Hit back toward the mound. He's got it. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. So it's 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. Second inning upcoming here in Florida's Baseball City. It's the Marlins 1 and the Nationals nothing. New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring up the power hitting first baseman Ryan Zimmerman. Pitch on the way. And here's a called strike to the 36-year-old veteran. It's 0-1.
It's pretty tough for a hitter to go up there looking for a first pitch changeup. And a good job of dropping it in for strike 1.
And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now. Chopped toward the second baseman. Right to him. Throw is in time for the first out of the second.
That's it.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And let's take a look at Brian Anderson. This guy, when I see him out there on the field, I think of one thing. He's a ball player. Offers versatility for his manager. Outfield, little third base. He was fighting for the 2018 Rookie of the Year.
Lane Thomas now. Hit high and deep out to left field. And that is off the wall. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
That's what happens when a slider doesn't do what you want it to do. That was just one of those cement mixers, kind of just spinning but doing nothing. Nice job of punishing that pitch and picking up 2 bags on 1 swing.
And up next, it'll be Keibert Ruiz as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. A high fastball is in there. High in the air out to center field. Birdie is there, 2 gone. And stepping in, Yadier Hernandez. The base knock to the outfield could score the tying run from second. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Drilled down the line. But a foul ball here, 0-1. Ready with the 0-1.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
That fastball straightens him up a bit. 1-2 now.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. 1-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss as the slider sets him down for the final out of the inning. 1 left for Washington. It remains 1-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And up next will be the big catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
The catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Curveball taken for a strike on the inside.
Hey, I don't blame him for giving up on that curveball. That was a rainbow coming out of the sky. Stole a strike.
Into the corner and slicing foul. Two-strike pitch from Strasburg.
Outside, that's a ball.
check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
Batting done.
Next to hit is Trevor Rogers. Here's the first pitch.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Goes the other way as this is line to left. Hernandez is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number 2.
Up next for the Marlins, the center fielder, John.
Stepping in once again is John Birdie. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Pitch on the way.
No, that's low.
Kind of surprised not to see a fastball on the first pitch there. The guy's probably taking at least one pitch to give his pitcher a chance to sit down after he already made the second out.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 1-1 to the Marlins leadoff hitter. Checks his swing, but this will be strike 2 called. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Swung right over the top of that one as this is a little dribbler out in front of the mound. And the inning is going to continue here as he reaches on an infield single.
Boy, D-Roll, this looked like one of those easy 1, 2, 3 innings. Next thing you know, a little swinging ground ball and a 2-out infield base hit.
Yeah, it's never too late. You never know when a rally's going to start. It seemed innocent early on. He got 2 quick outs, but now we see traffic at first.
To the plate now, Miguel Rojas. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. The 1-0 home.
Ball, that's upstairs.
That can be one of the downfalls of pitching out. It puts you behind in the count, and if you throw another ball, you're kind of in a difficult spot.
Birdie, the runner at first with 2 gone. Now a throw over, just keeping him close. Now the 2-0.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
The 2-1 home is strike 2 swinging.
2 strikes.
That was a great hack right there. Timing was on point. Just sometimes you have bad bat barrel accuracy.
Runners on the move for second. This is in the air to right. Soto gets there for the catch, and that ends the inning. Marlins leave 1. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Top of the 3rd set to get underway, and that'll bring in the second baseman, Luis Garcia. First offering on its way. In there at the knees as he offers a strike to the leadoff man, 0-1.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
The 0-2 home. Right side, but it's well fouled. Another 0-2 home.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
Grounded back up the middle, reined in. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. One away now in the Washington third, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Steven Strasburg. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball was too much for him there. Swung right through it.
Hey, make no mistake about it. This lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding his own.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
Nice two-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
In now, number 3. As he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Chisholm has got it, and the side is retired. Nationals gone in order. They still trail 1-0. So now into the box is Jesus Aguilar. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
The first baseman, Jesus Aguilar.
Set and the pitch. And a changeup here misses off the corner to start him out. It's ball 1. The 1-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
If you've been paying attention, the guy on the mound does not want to come inside. If I'm at the plate, I'm leaning out over.
Now the 2-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think up the middle the other way, and you have to be diving and leaning out over that thing.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Hit hard up the middle. And a base hit, so early trouble to lead off the inning.
Hey, there's a base hit to lead off the third inning. Talk about having a lot of traffic, Hero. He's given up several hits already, so he's been in the stretch most of the game.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Dan. That is the name of the game for this offense. They're trying to get this guy in the stretch. Hopefully he misses over the harder plate like he's been doing so far up until this point.
Into the box now, Jesus Sanchez, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Aguilar gets his lead at first, nobody out. Liner in there for a base hit.
Hey guys, he doubled up on that breaking ball. The batter obviously timed the first one. Second one, he was not going to let go. Good wood on that one. Able to drive it for a base hit.
Into the box, Brian Anderson, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Called strike at the knees. 1-1. First and second here with nobody out. A ball and 2 strikes now.
1 and 2.
Great pitch in that situation. If he makes contact on that one, more than likely he's hitting into a double play.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And he fouls this one off.
Hey, last 2 pitches back-to-back, off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
High in the air out to center field. Thomas has it for route number 1. Well, he thought about tagging and moving up, but instead he's back to second.
Now batting.
Next to stand in is Garrett Cooper. Drew a base on balls his first time up. From the belt, the pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
The 0-1.
Ball 1. I got a ball, 1 strike.
Check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2.
Fooled him just enough with that pitch to get him to go around, according to the umpire. Sometimes it can be really tough for these big, strong guys because once they're committed to swinging, it's hard for them to slow their swings down, and that appeared to be the case there.
Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Jazz Chisholm is in with 2 away as he takes a ball. 1-0.
Hey, after those 2 breaking balls missed, you have to be sitting on a fastball right here.
2 down, runners at first and second. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. One and 1. Here it is. Lifted the other way to left center. Left fielder is on the move. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. Marlins strand a pair, but they lead it 1-0. Anthony Bass, a 6'2" right-hander, jogs in to take over on the mound.
Number 52, Anthony Bass.
All set for the start of the 4th, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Jordy Mercer. Here's the first pitch to him. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Oh, 1 count, and the pitch. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
Just getting blown away so far. No reason to throw anything else to speed up his bat. Just stay right there.
Hit in the air to straightaway center. Birdie is there, and there's 1 away.
Up next to the
Here now is Juan Soto. Hit it hard, but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he hit it hard. That's all you can ask. You can't control the result sometimes, Matty. Just unlucky with the placement.
And a called strike down in the zone, 0-1. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Long run for the center fielder. He gets there, and that's the second out.
Now back.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman now. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. And another foul ball.
Nope.
Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there.
2 strikes.
Waved at and missed for the third out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And up next will be the big catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
The catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
First pitch on the way.
0-1's the count.
Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. Around first, digging for 2. And the Marlins have something cooking. It's a leadoff double.
Man, I don't think he could have bisected those fielders any better if he tried. Drove that one into the alley for a gapper that'll bring him easily into second base.
Now time asked for and granted by the home plate umpire. Sandy Leon will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Hitting for the Marlins. Number 7, Sandy Leon.
First pitch on its way. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. Hit hard on the ground towards second, and that's through. A base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second.
Man, I feel for him, but you've got to call a spade, right? He's really struggling. The sample size is 3+ innings, and in that time, he's given up 8 hits, so it might be time to cut your losses and make a change out there.
Standing in now, John Birdie. And he is frozen on a good curveball that started at his hip at strike 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. And this one's in the dirt. And he can't get back in time, and he is out at first. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1.
You find yourself down 0-2 in these situations, it's tough to check your swing right there. That was a nice job.
The 1-2. Swing, and he pops him up. And that's going to land foul. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
What we're seeing here is a really smart at-bat. They got to be thinking the man on the mound is getting a little short on gas, so when you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches, you're more likely to get a good pitch to hit or at least force him out of the game.
Hit in the air to straightaway center. Thomas is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Now at the plate, Miguel Rojas. A hit in 2 tries so far. First pitch on the way.
From an offensive standpoint, this is where you got to push the throttle right here. You've had a couple hits in the inning. You got a 1-0 count leverage. Let's see if he can gap something.
And 2-0 as this one's taken low. Outside, 3-0 now. Jesus Aguilar would be next if they can keep this inning alive. 2 out, nobody on. Three and 1 to the Marlins middle infielder. And that misses for ball 4.
Perfect.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up from his funk. Either way, we'll see how it works.
Seth Romero takes over here with a runner at first and 2 gone in the inning.
Number 56, Seth Romero.
Jesus Aguilar will be the first to greet him here as he stands in with a runner at first and 2 away. From the belt, the pitch.
He'll take that first pitch strike all day long. If they're going to take 0-0, he's going to pound that zone and get ahead. Much more 1 than 1-0.
From the belt, the pitch.
That ball foul.
Rojas leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. Has a look, now the pitch.
Ball.
The classic back foot slider right there with 2 strikes. Usually gets a ton of swing and misses. Nice layoff right there. Fight for another pitch.
Runners off for second. High in the air out to center field. Thomas makes the catch, and the inning is over. Marlins get 1 here on a couple of hits. Zach Thompson, the tall right-handed reliever, takes over pitching duties out of the bullpen now. So now to the plate, Lane Thomas, 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. Thomas has had his trouble in these matchups, facing right-handed pitching, that is, and shows a lot more prowess against the southpaws. Now a ball hit high in the air out to center field. Center fielder on the run. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning. One gone for the Nationals in the fifth, and Keber Ruiz will dig into the plate. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Oh, that's just out.
No runs, just one hit, and no errors so far for the Nationals. And a fastball here as he rides it the other way into left, a base hit.
Man, I watched Chipper Jones for years, one of the best switch hitters of all time, work on his craft under the tunnel. It's not easy to put the time in, but bottom line is, one of the reasons why they do it is the ability to work the whole field. Clearly, he's been putting in that work, and it paid off right there.
So now to the plate, Yadiel Hernandez. As the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. The 0-2 pitch. On a rope to the second baseman.
Now back.
Next up is Luis Garcia. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First offering on its way. Swing and a ball yanked down the right field line. And that gets down, and we'll see if that's extra bases. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double. Finally, a little something for them to get excited about.
Yeah, a rally can begin with a single swing of the bat, and this might be their chance right here. They've struggled to produce a lot of runs, but there he is at second base. A shot to the outfield scores him. Then who knows what kind of roll they could get on. Got to take it one good at-bat at a time.
At the plate, Seth Romero, as he'll take a look at ball one. First at bat of the game for him here in the fifth, as he was a late entrant into this one. The 1-0.
Ball two. 2 balls.
Can't
no
fall
strike.
behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
Ruiz on third. Garcia on a second with 2 down. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
It's amazing how guys can lose focus sometimes when the weaker hitters come up, especially the pitchers. You got to stay on the attack and minimize pitches and get these guys out in a hurry.
He's set. The 3-0 offering. Taking all the way that time. It's 3-1.
Yeah, this is one of my biggest pet peeves in the game, when guys get count leverage and take fastballs. It's a game of fastballs. You calibrate everything off the heater. A surprising take right there.
Here's the payoff pitch. Well, the shortstop's got in play perfectly as he takes this in for the third out. Nats leave a pair. They trail it here 2-0. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami. Jesus Sanchez singled in his last at-bat. First pitch on the way.
Hey!
Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
You know what, Matty? I think it's so tough for a lefty to stay tucked on that slider, to keep his front shoulder in and be able to recognize it and not get beat with the fastball.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
That's a pretty impressive pitch from a young arm like that. If you can spot your pitches there in advantage counts like 1 and 2, you're going to have a lot of strikeouts and soft contact.
In now, Brian Anderson. As he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Good take there to lay off the high fastball.
Well, this is a spot you'd like to be in. 2-0, good hitter. He's going to turn it loose right here.
Now the pitch. Romero, a native Texan. This is his second year as a major leaguer. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch.
That's a ball. Hey, 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline.
When the guy on the mound has complete command of his off speed, especially his changeup, sometimes as a hitter you just have to give up pull side to stay on it.
And he will run this one down. A good read off the bat for the second out.
Well, this one was squared up pretty good, but just like pitchers give up hits on well-executed pitches, batters make outs on balls they couldn't have hit much better.
To the plate now, Garrett Cooper. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. The windup and the 0-1. Good slider there, gets a swing and miss.
Hey, boys, you talking about getting your A swing off right here? That's what it looks like. A guy with massive power letting it eat.
In under the hands with a fastball, it's 1-2.
Hey, that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close, but I'm hitting right now. I'm still sitting on that heater.
Now a fastball awfully close, but he doesn't get the call. It's 2-2 now.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They're up 2-0.
Trust me when I tell you, no exceptions to the rule. Bringing blessings when I move. Special, I'm an essence, I'm a...
Jordan Holloway is going to come on now as he's already up to 10 appearances here in the spring.
Jordan Holloway.
Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, number 3. 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
Offense needs to get going right here. You want to try and tighten up this game a little bit before it starts to get into that territory where you're going to start seeing the back end of each bullpen.
0-1 the count. Now the pitch. And now here's a ball hit pretty well out toward right center field. Sanchez moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1. Next, it'll be Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far.
Mercer.
And now the first pitch. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Hey, either this hitter needs a cup of coffee or he was sitting off speed right there.
That's a ball.
And he'll lay off here. It's a ball and a strike to the Washington shortstop.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. Now a swing and a fly ball. And it's a foul ball. Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone.
So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Fly ball out toward left center field. Long run for the center fielder, but he's not going to get this one. It's into the gap. And he is in at second base with a 1-out double.
That's how quickly things can change in this crazy game. The pitcher was upset about the call in the previous pitch, which could have been strike 3. Then he serves up one for a double. Good example of why you have to have a short memory in this game. You let those things get to you, and oftentimes they lead to more mistakes.
Juan Soto to the plate now as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Comes set with the 0-1. Hard hit ball to second. A dive and he knocks it down. And he'll make it to first easily on what will almost certainly be ruled an infield single. And to score the runner from second.
Hey, I can't imagine that's the pitch he was looking for right there. But he did his best to keep his nose in there and drive that changeup for a base hit.
Into the box now, Ryan Zimmerman, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Birdie is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. So it's a runner at first with 2 men out. And here's Lane Thomas into the box. He's set. Here it comes. 0-1. Here it comes.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 3. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. Mason Thompson enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Pitching for Washington, number 71.
Ready now is Jazz Chisholm. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one.
Leading up for the Marlins.
Now here's the pitch.
Second baseman, Jazz.
Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0 is a fastball that misses. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. A strike, and it's 3-1. Strike 2 as the fastball is let go.
Hey, excellent job to get yourself back in this count after throwing 3 consecutive balls. You got a chance to get an out right here.
On a line, that's a base hit.
Hey, sometimes you get lucky right there. It looked like a 3-2 pitch out of the zone. Could have got on base via the walk, but he wanted to knock instead.
Now a throw over to first, and the runner back easily. At the plate now, Jorge Alfaro. He'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. 0-1. Here it comes. And here's the ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line. And that will end up a foul ball. 0-2. Here it is. Pitch outside. The throw. He stays in there easily as the throw bounces on the way down. Swing and a liner. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit. And this will find the wall deep in the corner. And that's going to float the runner from second as this is now a 3-1 ball game.
And that's an ideal start to the inning right here. The leadoff man strokes a double, and the next guy comes up and swaps places with him, chasing his partner home. Could be a big inning.
Lewis Brinson will come off the bench now as he'll pinch hit with the runner at second and nobody out.
Lewis Brinson.
Now the first pitch. And this is low, ball one. Alfaro leads off second with nobody out. Counts even at 1-1 to Lewis Brinson. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Right fielder looking up. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. A two-run blast to straightaway right field as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
That wasn't the plan. You just have a meeting with your pitching coach to go over some strategy, and all of a sudden you throw one and it leaves the ballpark.
Number 65 gets the call from the bullpen to pitch in relief.
Number 65.
Into the box, John Birdie.
Number 5.
As the first pitch here has been high, it's ball one. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Into his windup, here comes the 1-0.
2-0.
If you're on the mound right here, you got to trust your catcher and execute. You know who's coming up to the plate.
3 runs already home here. Cold strike on the change, 2-1.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
The 2-1. Hit the other way out toward right field. Soto is there and he'll bring this one in. Stepping in next, Miguel Rojas. It was a walk in his last trip. First pitch of the AB on its way.
That's a ball.
Slider laid off for a ball. A ball and a strike. This one's down to third. And there are 2 away now.
Now back.
So next to hit is Jesus Aguilar. He's looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. First pitch on its way.
Ball. Down.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
Now the 1-0.
Ball. That's out.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Now this one's hit hard to left field by Aguilar and deep. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. So a solo shot here to left center field. And it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Another excellent swing right there. That's multiple home runs in the same inning. Watch yourself. You're missing over the heart of the plate.
At the plate, Jesus Sanchez. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Back goes Thomas. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. So 4 runs in the inning, and they come on the strength of the 2 big flies. 7th inning coming up. Miami's out in front, 6-1. Richard Blyer is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 35, Richard Blyer.
Number 88 is up off the bench as he'll pinch hit here to start inning number 7. Here's the first pitch to him. Grounded to the right, and that is through into right field for a single. So the leadoff hitter in the inning reaches safely for the Nationals.
The left fielder, number 29, Yadiel Hernandez.
So now to the plate, Yadiel Hernandez. Into right field, that's a base hit. And this will get all the way to the wall now. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
Well, they've been struggling at the dish all game long, so stringing 2 hits back-to-back, one of them for extras, is a sign that they've got some life in them. We'll see if they can cash in here.
In now, Luis Garcia. Oh, and look out as they brush him back here. It's ball 1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. 1-0 pitch is a slider, swung on and missed, 1-1.
Boy, the Nationals could use a big hit right here. They really haven't been able to do much all game long. This would be a great...
There's a swing and a ball hit in the air, and a ball that he got every stitch of, as that one, without a doubt, is gone. Three-run home run down the line in right, and they cut the gap here. It's now 6-4.
They seem to forget that the game started a while ago, but better late than never, I guess. Sometimes one big hit is all it takes to get a team going. We'll see if they can build on it and make a run here.
Jake Knoll will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 18, Jake Knoll.
Now time is called, and this might be to buy a little time for that reliever to get loose. First pitch of the AB on its way. And a cut fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. No outs, nobody on. And the sinking fastball, called strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location, because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Textbook sinker.
Victor Robles will come on now as the pinch hitter.
Number 16, Victor Robles.
From the stretch. Dribbled to the right side. The 0-2 delivery. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect with the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Number 38 will get a shot here as a pinch hitter.
For Washington, number 38.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
0-1. ball. That's it.
One and two. Here it comes. Hit out towards second. Fielded cleanly. Throw over to Aguilar at first. Will take care of him to end the inning. But the Nationals strike for three, all coming via this three-run home run. Get up and stretch. Home half of the seventh coming up. It's the Marlins 6 and the Nationals 4. Number 38 is the new shortstop as he stays in the game after entering as a pinch hitter.
Now playing shortstop, number 38.
Paulo Espino gets the call from the pen to take the ball for the home seventh. Alex Avila is also into the ball game as he'll likely go the rest of the way behind the plate. Carter Kieboom will also enter as he takes over at third base. And now in the box, Brian Anderson. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far.
Brian Anderson.
Isan Diaz is up off the bench as he'll be asked to get something started in the home half of the seventh. And now the first pitch. Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. Line to shortstop, and there's one away.
Now batting, left fielder.
Number 1 is into the ball game as a defensive replacement. He'll be the new shortstop here. Next, here is Garrett Cooper. No hits to this point. Brian De La Cruz will come on as a pinch hitter to try and make an impact with one away. Now here's the first offering.
Ball. Ball one, no strike.
The 1-1 home. Hit on the ground to third. Scooped up. Throw on to first. 2 gone. Digging in next, Jazz Chisholm. He reached on a single last time and later wound up scoring. First pitch on its way. That finds the zone, a called strike.
Hey, this guy has come in and just done his job. Period, the end. Chance to toss a scoreless inning right here with 2 down. They're only down 2. A bloop and a blast, and this game's tied.
But this will find the shortstop's glove for the 3rd out of the inning. Miami down in order. They still lead it 6-4.
Bounce to that, just bounce to that. Everybody wanna come, I'm announcing it. I'm always...
Isan Diaz is going to go ahead and stay in the ballgame and play 3rd now. Brian De La Cruz will stay in the ballgame now and take over in left field.
Now playing left field, number 77.
Dylan Floro will come on to make his 9th appearance already here this spring.
Number 36.
Josh Bell is going to be asked to get things going here as a lead off the top of the 8th. Now the first pitch. Hit sharply on the ground. Reined in. And a step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. Striding in now for the Nats. Ryan Zimmerman flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
The windup and the 0-1.
1-1.
1 out, nobody on. Hit hard to short. He's got it. Throw on to first takes care of Zimmerman for the 2nd out of the inning. Riley Adams gets the call as a pinch hitter, and he'll get a chance with 2 out and the bases empty.
Number 25, Riley Adams.
First pitch on its way. This one's down to 3rd. Right to him. Over to first, and that retires the side. Nationals gone in order. They trail it here 6-4. Josh Bell stays in the game after pinch hitting, and he'll be patrolling right field.
Now playing right field, number 19.
Austin Voth is on his way to the mound now as he'll work in his 8th ball.
Austin.
Andrew Stevenson will also come in now as he takes over out in center. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go, and next will be the speedy catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
Jorge Alfaro.
Alex Jackson is going to grab a bat here as he looks to try to set the table in the bottom of the 8th as they look for some insurance. Here's the first pitch to him.
Yeah! 0-1's the count.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Hit back up the middle, and that's through for a hit. With that, the Marlins get a good start to the inning with their leadoff man aboard.
As a batter right there, that's exactly the pitch your eyes light up on. You know he's known for a nasty split finger, but he left that one thigh high, and the batter did exactly what he's supposed to.
Number 84 will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Hitting for the Marlins, number 84.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Jackson aboard here at first with nobody out. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. He's running. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Left fielder giving chase. He's there and records the first out. Next to hit, John Birdie. He flew out in his last AB. Magneuris Sierra will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with a runner at first and one gone in the inning. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Voth, 28 years old. He was a 5th round pick back in the draft of 2013.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Hernandez is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the second out. Up next for Miami, Miguel Rojas. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in an 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the brake. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
And there he goes towards second. He swings and misses. Throw down. And it's far too late as he steals second with ease. Here it comes on 0-2. Popped him up. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. 9th inning coming up. The Marlins lead this one 6-4. Alex Jackson will stay in the ball game, taking over the catching duties behind the plate.
Alex Jackson.
Magneuris Sierra is the new center fielder after coming on as a pinch hitter during the last half inning. Anthony Bender comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th. All set for the start of the inning, and the next to bat will be the left-handed hitting catcher Alex Avila.
Looking for base runners here as they're down 2 playing on the road. Not an easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
And even 2-2 count to the Nationals catcher. Fouled off. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
When your closer comes in and strikes out the first guy he faces, everyone on the team can kind of take a deep breath. Still have 2 more outs to get, but retiring that leadoff guy is always huge when you're trying to shut a game down.
And now a pitch on the way. And it's fouled away. Bases are empty, one man out. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Slapped hard the opposite way, and that's in for his second hit of the afternoon.
Well, you're usually in this situation looking for a bloop and a blast. He didn't want to bloop it, and he hit a missile, bringing the tying run to the plate. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Stepping in now, Luis Garcia, and he popped him up. And this is going to be a foul ball. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. Hernandez leads off first with one away. Hit down the third baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. Hit hard towards the hole. And a good effort on the dive that time, but this will get by him for a base hit. He'll hold at second, and there are 2 aboard now. And at this point, with runners on base, you can bet they wish they had somebody left to choose from on the bench, but in fact, nobody's left to pinch hit. To plate now, Austin Voth. And the pitcher will indeed try and move his runners as he gets this one down. Only plays to first, so the pitcher does his job as it's a successful sacrifice. Carter Kieboom digs in now, trying here to plate the tying run from second. Set and the pitch. Fly ball out toward left center field. Left fielder giving chase, but he can't get there, and this might tie up the game.
You know, D-Row, there are some guys that shy away from hitting when it really counts. Top of the ninth, and this guy comes through to tie this thing up.
Yeah, he was able to slow the moment down right there. Get this back to square. There's still a bottom of the ninth looming. Let's see if they can tack on a few more.
Standing in now, number 1. As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. The 1-0. Now a little pop-up off toward the first base side. And he will indeed make the play in foul territory to retire the side. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd, as now their 9th inning lead has evaporated. The Marlins with a chance to walk it off as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Ryan Harper comes on to work on the mound, hoping to send this one into extra innings.
Number 33, Ryan Harper.
Striding in is Jesus Aguilar. It's been a nice game. Lewin Diaz is up off the bench to lead it off as the possible winning run here in the bottom of inning number 9. First pitch on its way. And he'll hold off on the slider here to start the at-bat. It's ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2. Sent on the ground out to second. Fielded cleanly, and that's out number 1. Now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Jesus Sanchez. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. And every pitch so crucial in a tie ball game, so he'll step out and ask for time. Monte Harrison steps into the on-deck circle now, looking to start something here with 1 gone in the inning. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. One out, nobody on. And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
1-2.
Sure took a healthy hack that time.
Man, hard to understand why a guy who runs so well would take such a big hack like that one.
And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there. 2 away.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with the strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
Into the box now, Isan Diaz. She'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. Hit it hard, but lined out in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss as he pulls the top hand over. It's 0-2.
The count doesn't mean much to this batter. He's all in. He's not concerned with striking out, so he's going to get his A swing off.
And strike 3 called as he says, "You got to be kidding me," with the side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Score remains tied 6 apiece. Lewin Diaz will stay in the ball game as he'll take over at first base.
Now playing first base, number 68.
Monte Harrison will stick around as he'll take over in right field.
Now in right, number 3, Monte Harrison.
Jesus Luzardo takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings. So that'll bring up Josh Bell. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip.